TV. I'm San Miguel, back here live streaming in the city of Orlando. Over here by Curry Ford Road, Young Pine Drive, by the McDonald's. There's also a Wawa not too far from here. But what I'm gonna do is do another live stream like I did yesterday, but I'm gonna try to leave people alone today. My bad, y'all. That's not my style, but when people come at me aggressive, especially when they threaten me with a machete, I just have to say this as a, message. Just because I got a camera out don't mean it's all right to take a machete to my head. You know what I mean? So let's just try to keep it calm this morning. I'm gonna try to just be on my own merry way and do my morning walk and talk like I've never done it before. It's been a while. This area right here, actually, I have a video where this gas station right here actually blew. One of the gas pumps blew up. It exploded. It was somebody trying to steal gasoline. I don't think they still haven't found that guy. He was trying to steal, fuel, and it blew up on him. And I think he was injured. Somebody else was injured. A few cars exploded. The gas pump exploded. And now it looks like they cleaned it up. It looks a lot better. And this is a Wawa. This is a very walkable area. I like this area because, like I said, you got people that live right here in these apartments. Then you got a dollar store, a McDonald's, and a Wawa right around here. But I'm gonna try to see if I could find my homeboy over here. He was calling me earlier. Damn, where'd he go? It's crazy. Anyways, I think I might continue this in the park. Let me see if I'll cut this up and continue this recording in the park. But it's a little hot right now. It's already 88 degrees. I'm gonna try to get off of this parking lot and we'll take it somewhere shadier, if y'all could bear with me. I'm gonna be pausing and cutting the video up a lot as I cut through here. I thought I saw somebody I recognized over there, but I guess he disappeared on me. But yeah, this is the gas station right here that one of the pumps blew up. I think it was pump 13 in the back there. I got a video. Go check my older videos where I'm showing that. The gas pump literally just explodes. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to take it to a different location. All right, y'all? Peace. What up? Hey man, what's going on, y'all? This is Orlando. I'm from New York City, but I'm currently in Orlando, Florida. If you caught me a month ago or maybe 3 weeks ago, I was in New York City in Manhattan by around July 4th weekend. I probably did it on July 6th. Catch that video. Yesterday was quite a video, and whatever. You can go watch that video. You can have your own opinion on it. Because excuse me, sorry. As I fix this damn. There you go. My bad, y'all. Give me a second here. Because I'm trying to drive, to my location and multitask. So let me just get to where I'm going. I'm going to pause this a little bit here, a little bit there. While I focus on getting myself together. I just started the live stream, y'all. I'm off of work today. I usually don't do these during the week on a weekday, but it's good to see some of y'all up. There's people already walking down, getting their exercise on, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's a little hot. It's 87 degrees right now, 88 degrees, but you still see people like that and up in age. These are elderly people. They get up early and start walking, man. Free Palestine from Hamas. That's what I say. Listen, I try not to get political on here, but things tend to happen. The homeless situation is a very political situation. So people are very much in their feelings about a homeless person, even to the point where they will think it's okay for them to machete you, cut you up to pieces because you have a camera out. The support for what happened yesterday was crazy. I'm still in awe, but it shows you how low society has sunk. If you watch the video, you can see I'm not even putting the camera in nobody's face as I'm trying to walk out and away from the homeless guy yelling at me, why am I recording? And I start telling him, well, you mean why? Like, I don't even have to tell you why I'm recording. But just out of courtesy, let me give you an update on the law, because it's my legal right to record. That's it. Now, I don't got it in your face. And if you watch the rest of the video, you can see I had a better conversation with the other homeless man that was wearing red, the short Hispanic dude. He was more decent. He actually was polite and respectful. And we ended up having a pretty good conversation about, what just happened, all the the homelessness and the drug problem, the mental health problems. There's a lot going on in Orlando. This is not just Mickey Mouse and Disney Town. Disney Town and Mickey Mouse land. But it is what it is, man. Just to let you know, I'm gonna be pausing this. You're gonna see me cutting in and out, and I'll be back in about a minute or two, just to let y'all know, once I get started, because I'm heading to my destination. I'm going to a public park to record, a nice little park in the area. This is East Orlando, Florida. It's 9:13 a.m. I got my day off, well earned, and it's a 3-day weekend for me. I might as well make the most of it and get my steps in before it gets blazing hot. It's 89 degrees already, believe it or not, at 9:15 a.m. But yeah, just stay right there. Make sure you. What's up, y'all? I'm on the corner of East Colonial. I'm on the intersection of East Colonial and Dean Road. This is an area that's walkable. You see people walking around here all the time. You got the Valvoline quick oil change there. You got a doctor's office over here. Car shops, 7-Eleven, of course. The famous Lechonera of Orlando is actually over here. The Lechonera of Orlando. You want to get some good Puerto Rican food? Right there. But this area is technically called Union Park. I want to see if I can get that sign right there. See that? Union Park for you. I'm driving right now. I'm not at my destination yet, but I just wanted to get this video started. Good morning. It is Monday, July 28th, 9:18 a.m. 89 degrees. sunny, no clouds at all. I mean, just a blue sky. As I wait for this light to turn green, you can see some trash. That's concrete that's been there in the middle of that street for I don't even know how long now. Like, it's been over a month now since that's, you know, as I film it back. I am back. Just give me a minute to get settled. I will have this live stream going in a jiffy. All right. This is Jay Blanchard. All right. This is Jay Blanchard Park in East Orlando. Public area. People come here to fish. People come here to jog, to bike, to just walk, to chill, barbecue, play soccer, basketball, and different kind of sports. And you got some nice wildlife out here too. I've seen alligators out here. I've seen all types of birds. So this is just going to be a nice, peaceful morning walk, so I can get some exercise and talk to you guys, do my live stream, talk about what's going on. Let's talk about what's going on. It's July 28th, Monday, July 28th, 2025. You hear the crickets or whatever that is. Whatever that creature is that comes out when it's hot. That's how you know it's hot, whenever that creature's. You hear that? Uh-oh. Don't copyright me, bro. I gotta keep talking over the music. Don't copyright me, bro. Don't tell me what to do, mister. What up, Terrence Smith? What's up, Tony Gonzalez? Seen an unidentified flying object? I'm going to the sauna soon. Who's coming? With? They are called, I don't know how to pronounce that. Cicadas? Cicadas, I think is how you say it in Spanish, but I don't know how to say it in English. I don't know, but cicadas, or quicadas, or quisadas, one of those. But yeah, you know, I'm no, you know, animal guy like that, but I do know a little bit. ¿Cómo está? I don't think that guy recognizes me, but that's one of the patients at my job. I forget his name. I think his name is Miguel too, just like me. He's getting his exercise in, you see? Sometimes you got to tell these geriatric patients, you know, you got to get some steps in. Young people could do it. Old people could do it. What's the excuse for young people if old people could do it? I mean, that man is probably like 72, and he's biking it on the trail right now. But yeah, I know this area very well. I know the people around here. I work in a geriatric medical office. And yeah, some people might recognize, why not? But it's a beautiful morning. I'm here to show y'all all in Orlando, Florida. The thing about this city, the state, is that the sites, for the most part, is gonna be something like this, and you're gonna get swamps. You know what I mean? You're gonna get overpasses from highways, and you know the noise that you hear is gonna be nothing but cars and animals, little crickets and cicadas or whatever, however you say that. But here we go. It's 90 degrees already. It's not really an ideal time to play basketball in a basketball court like this. They need to put an awning over this, so when people come here to play basketball, you know, They're not so hot. They don't pass out and faint for the heat. High dehydration and all of that. Is it lagging? I'm sorry. I hope it's not. Let me see if I could fix whatever issues being caused right now. Wait. Let's do all messages. We used to get hit on all the time by men like you that liked us little boys. There's a lot of weirdos in the chat constantly. I don't know what it is, but you know, people troll for a living. Somehow they get amusement from it. I don't get it, but I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess. You do that in your own space, I guess. I mean, you could do it here. I just ignore you, I guess, next time. But yeah, people attention seeking. If you seek attention, you shall find it. It's not always going to be the best. But right now we get steps in for the day. You know, I try to do this regularly. I don't do this as often as I like to. But yeah, around this area, I might not have the best reception, the best signal. I am by the Econ, the little Econ River in J. Blanchard Park. This river is connected to a bigger riverhead that compasses a majority of the state of Florida. It even goes up to New Smyrna and the Jacksonville area. It's a big river that's connected to other little rivers. You even have a river called the Little Big Econ River. You got the Big Econ River. The Econ River, Econ stands for Econalakahachi. That was a native tribe here in Central Florida. And they have a trail, a street called Econalakahachi Trail, Econ, they call it for short. You also have Chickasaw, which is named after other Native Americans in this area. And you can really feel the nature, you can really take it in. And it's very calming. You got people that actually live right here. You have a fence that separates them from the park. But it's kind of cool, I guess, to live right by this park, because a lot of people like to come through here and do their morning walks. Hi, I got a boat in Hawaii called Mahalo. All right. Well, welcome to San Miguel TV, live from J. Blanchard Park, city of Orlando, Florida. It's July 28th, Monday, July 28th, 2025. It's about 90 degrees right now. It's really hot for the morning time right now. It's 9:30 a.m. on the dot. And the sun is that away. That is the east, my friends, where the sun rises every morning. And we're headed towards the west right now on this trail in J. Blanchard Park. Give the video a like, a thumbs up if you like this type of content. Yesterday I came across a rowdy homeless man. Some people were mad that I was recording him. Even more mad that I was recording him than him trying to get a machete and machete me up. That didn't seem to bother a lot of people, but that's fine. I know I got a lot of haters out there. I got some supporters, but I got some haters. I always hate people that be like, oh, y'all hated my haters of this. Literally got haters out here. I never knew, but hey, what up, little squirrel? See, this squirrel ain't gonna attack me for recording. Oh, that was nice, son. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was good content right there. He did a nice little jump kick. Pow. Where is he going? Where is he going? Where is he going? I'm going nowhere. Slow. If I start running, I'll go nowhere fast. I need to do some push-ups like my friends over here. They got the right idea. They got the right idea now. Maybe at the end of my walk, I could drop down and do 10. 3 sets of 10. Orlando in the house. What's good? See, this part of town got some friendly people. People that keep to themselves. And you got some construction going on. You got some tall trees around here, too. You got some really old-looking, thick trees down here that cover up a lot of this grassy area. And it makes it nice and breezy. I'm getting a good breeze right now. I hope the quality of the video is good. Signal's not always going to be the best in an area like this. I don't have a mic attached to this, so the sound is not going to be the greatest, so I'll try to keep it as close as possible so you can hear what I'm saying, but also get a good experience of the natural sounds around. Visiting Jacksonville. I was thinking about visiting Jacksonville. Ever been? Yes, I've been to Jacksonville on many occasions. I like Jacksonville, actually. But my experience in Jacksonville is not going to be a total, understanding. You're not going to get a good understanding of what's really going on in Jacksonville. I'll give you a little bit of idea of another part of Jacksonville that I never seen. I never was really involved with. I could say I've seen a little bit of this. I've seen the nightlife in Jacksonville, and I've seen the nightlife in Orlando and Tampa. It's all very similar. The people out here that come out are all very similar. You're gonna get a mix of the southern country, dirty South types. You're gonna get college students that come out too, which are a little more preppy and all of that. You're gonna get a mix of all of that in all these areas. In Jacksonville, what you got going on recently is, and still till this day, is gang wars between these trap rappers, these trappers, these drill rappers pretty much, that like Julio Fulio's from Jacksonville. Julio Fulio is a dumbass, he's now dead because of his mouth and what he did. He was at war with his ops, all this gang crap this young black men are usually involved in Jacksonville. That's what you see. And it's these rappers that have war with each other. It's all types of beef going on back and forth. They do a diss song, then they kill one of their brothers, one of their friends. Then they go to their gravesite and piss and crap all over their gravesite and do a video on, doing all of that and send it to their ops. Yo, look what we did. Just completely disrespecting people. So if you follow the story of Youngin Ace and Julio Fulio, those are the two main people that are opposition to each other. They're the rival gang members, rival rappers, this whole crazy shit. And they all connected to people that sell drugs and guns. They got a lot of that. If you see Julio Fulio's death, how he died, he was gunned down on his birthday, leaving a hotel because he started telling people where he was going. Oh, we all going to this hotel. We going to this party now. We leaving this party. We leaving the hotel party. We going to this party now. And the word spread because he was playing it real close to his chest where he was going constantly and where he was celebrating his birthday until he got kicked out of the spot, the hotel that he had. A damn hotel, throwing a party with a bunch of people smoking and drinking and loud. You got kicked out. Then they started spreading, yo, this is where we going. And the message got around to the wrong people. They were waiting for him. And you could see him leaving the hotel. He got shot the hell up. And they got the people that were affiliated, that were connected to the shooting, about 4 or 5 people. It was a young woman. The youngest was an 18-year-old male and 21-year-old woman, 3 other men, adults, young black men, not too old. The oldest was like 28. These are young people involved in dumb shit. But that's part of Jacksonville that I've seen. There's a big strip club, nightlife scene. They love that in Florida. I don't know what it is about Florida, but there's a lot of damn sexual shit. Strip clubs and all of that. Orlando is a little different with the strip clubs because of Mickey Mouse. So they put pasties on their nipples, the women. That's a little fun fact about Orlando, which is not the same if you go to Tampa, Ybor City, and these other spots. And don't think that I've been to all these spots because I actually haven't. I've been to a few spots, but haven't been all around. I'm not a strip club kind of guy at all. Not my scene, but that's part of the Florida scene. The gambling's been out here. That's another thing people like to do. With the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa, you got a Hard Rock Casino in Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Florida. Cocoa Beach has casinos, their own type of casinos. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit the beaches. Maybe I'll do a live stream at the beach. One of my favorite beaches in Florida is Siesta Key in Sarasota, Florida. It's about 2 hours away from Orlando, 2 hours southwest of Orlando. You could find Siesta Key Beach. It's always listed as one of the best beaches in the United States, one of the top beaches in the whole United States, even compared to some beaches in Hawaii. And South Beach is, for whatever reason, always up there. South Beach is not that. I don't really like South Beach that much. I've been to South Beach once, and I'll tell you, it's not what you think it is. It's very expensive. You go and walk past the Versace mansion, and it's nothing really to see. I got a drink out there, 2 drinks for like $50. I remember it was like we got 2 drink special, $50. I think it was more than that. I think it was $50 each. But yeah. So somebody asked what's the purpose for my channel. I started my channel because I used to be in a Hebrew Israelite religious cult. For the person that asked, I think that's Davey D. I think he's a little mad because I wasn't addressing him. So let me make him happy and address his question. So I started this channel, San Miguel TV. If you go back in 2017, I used to be in a cult, a religious cult called the Black Hebrew Israelites, or the Hebrew Israelites, they usually like to call themselves nowadays. But that cult started in Harlem in 1969, called the Israeli School of Universal Practical Knowledge, ISUPK for short. By the time I joined, they changed their name to the ICGJC, the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. And I started this channel because I wanted to expose the cult leader that was running that cult, because I was privy to a lot of information that was going on the inside, being that I was a former member. So I started my channel because I have family members that are still, friends and family members that are still in this cult called the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, the ICGJC. Look up the ICGJC, Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. And you'll find information about the leader, how he was indicted. I was helping to put out a lot of information on that cat too, that helped people leave the church before he was even indicted. But he was indicted. His name was Jermaine Grant. That was the leader. He went by the name Apostle and Chief High Priest Tazadakia, if you really want to get into my history. And I exposed that cult leader for what he was. He was a scumbag. He was a thief. He was a charlatan. And he was taking advantage of people that thought that they were following God. And there are still people that believe in him. Even after he's been indicted, he pled guilty, caught the coronavirus, and then died. That's what happened to that cat. Go watch the history of my channel. I was covering all of that before any of that even happened. I was speaking out against who this guy was. I knew there was already an investigation going on. The IRS and the FBI raided the church on 1941 Madison Avenue. That's an address in Harlem. There was a church raid. There was a police raid. They wanted to see what he was doing with his financial books. And it came out that he was defrauding the United States, tax fraud, and amongst other things that was very wild. And you could go back and see some of my earlier videos where I even did interviews with some of his former quote unquote sex slaves. A sister that actually is from Jacksonville, which we were just talking about Jacksonville. That sister was from Jacksonville, Puerto Rican, beautiful sister that fell into the cult, but I brought her in the cult when I was a believer in there. I was the one that brought her in. And then when I left, I started hearing all these things. I got in contact with her. She told me how the leader of the church used to treat her. How the actual leader of the church used to deal with his own so-called wives, because, you know, you're able to have more than one wife if you're a Hebrew Israelite. But yeah, that's the whole history of how I started my channel. You know, this channel was started with the intention to expose a cult leader. The cult leader has been exposed, and now he's dead. So that part of my channel, that part of my life, and the reason for why I started my channel is a chapter that's closed, and I'm moving on to other things, unless the current church, the cult that still exists, you know, wants to keep talking, you know, speaking lies that I can verify. I'll do a video on that cult. I'll go right back to where I started, my roots. But right now, what I like to do is do videos where I walk through the city of Orlando and show y'all, just live stream in the city of Orlando. Because you don't see a lot of that on the internet, on YouTube. I don't see people walking through Orlando a lot. Especially somebody that could give you good history of what's going on in the area and you know, what Florida's all about. This whole part of, Florida's always made its money in citrus and selling of oranges and lemons and lime and grapefruit. And you have one of my favorite orange juices made in Florida. It's called Indian River brand. And the Indian River is connected to this Econ River. This is all connected. And then it goes into what's called the St. John's River. The St. John's River is one of the biggest rivers in the United States. Of course, the Mississippi is the biggest river in the United States. Everybody knows that, right? Right, class? The Mississippi. What's the biggest river in the United States? The Mississippi. What's the second biggest river in the United States? Now we're asking some good questions. But yeah, Florida has the St. Johns River. That's one of the biggest rivers in the United States. I think it's number 2. I might be wrong, but it's definitely one of the biggest rivers in the United States. Somebody fact check me. And it connects to this waterway that you see right here. It connects to this beautiful waterway right here. So I'm sorry that is lagging. I'm gonna take it back to where I came from. I think this walk is a very long walk and it's hot. And I think I already did, 36 minutes? Yeah, so then I'll come back. It'll be about 30 minutes coming back. That'll be a good walk for the day. A good time frame for the live stream. I usually don't like to do live streams that's more than an hour long. You know, I don't want to have y'all sit through an hour and a half, 2 hours of live stream. I mean, if I do, I'll do it. I've done a 5-hour live stream before, but not something like this where I'm walking. So it was a whole different setting with multiple people. Sometimes I'll have guests on my live stream. Guests are welcome on my live stream, by the way. This park is called J. Blanchard Park. Some people just call it Blanchard Park. But shout out to everybody in the live stream, wherever you coming from. This is Orlando, Florida. This is Blanchard Park in Orlando, Florida. There's a nice trail that people like to use for different reasons. Biking, running, walking. This is actually a post office right here, which technically is public property, right? But you can trespass because they have a lot of packages that come through here. You got to be careful. I see a lot of these auditors that live stream. They like to go in the mail into the post office and mess with people, you know. This is a nice little bridge that they created here on the side. This wasn't here. It used to be, I forgot how it looked before, but this is probably 10 years old now. I mean, they did a pretty good job. They did a really good job. Let me show y'all what it says here. This is a little Econ Greenway, you see? And this is Colonial Drive, I believe. Yeah, this is Colonial. This would be east. And this would be west. As you could, oh, I'm sorry, this would be east. This is the east. And this is the west down here. So this is Colonial going east to west. This is some of the murky waters. You don't want to know what's in there. There used to be homeless people that lived down here too, but I don't really be seeing them anymore down here. They probably hide over there and go into the forest. Let me see if I could walk down here. I mean, you could get up here. You see how somebody has put that tree trunk there? You can get up there. They put it up there so you can climb. Like somebody literally goes up there, probably sleeps. It's a good place to sleep. You don't have no place to go because, you know, the road, that bridge, that overpass creates shelter from the sun. But yeah, you can see some clothes down here. Florida and Texas are like sister states, man. I'll tell you, seems very similar politically. But what we have out here is a lot of swamps. You know, when it rains, and it rains a lot in the summer, it tends to flood. But the floods that y'all got out there seemed way worse than what we get out here. Because the way that they built a lot of the streets, they built ditches alongside of the roads out here. So when it rains, the rain could go right into the ditches and it doesn't flood the streets. You know what I mean? So I don't really, I think Texas does have that, but I don't see that as much as Florida has it. Like that shit is, you can find that all over Florida. But yeah, let me get out of this shady ass area. And by shady, I mean, you know, kind of cracky looking area. Looks like where people come and do drugs and drink and be homeless at. So I'm gonna get away from that area and go back to the main trail. But yeah, that's the little Econ River that it connects to the St. Johns River. It's, you know, it's an important part of Florida. It's an important natural water supply. You know, that's what they create right here. That's what those blue pipes are. These are all water pipes that run along here, and when the water floods, when it rains, it creates less flooding. Florida is not too hilly, you know, so it's kind of flat. So when it rains, it pours and it floods. Yeah, no, that what we saw back there is not the ditches. That's I'm just describing how Florida pretty much looks alongside the roads. That's an overpass, so you can't have a ditch there. Yeah, this is the overpass that goes over the little Econ River. So you don't need ditches there. But if you go down to, you know, Colonial Drive, that's the main road in Orlando, is Colonial Drive. All alongside Colonial Drive, you'll see ditches that go down into, you know, a deep area where the water doesn't flood the street. Because when it rains, that's what happens out here. You just see, like, you know, sometimes this is dry. Sometimes there's no water here. But you can see how this is all built up now because of the rain. It's been raining, you know, it rains a lot more in summer, obviously. And it's hurricane season too, they say. It's always hurricane season. Hurricane season lasts about 3 or 4 months out here. It seems like forever, but we haven't had any hurricanes this year, any big hurricanes so far this year. Unless somebody can name one. I don't recall any big hurricanes in Florida this year. Last year, I forget the names of the hurricanes that we had. All right, man. So the Bum Hunters. That's gonna be my new channel, Bum Hunters. Now, if y'all saw the whole video, because I chopped it up and made it short, and it might not have, you know, probably wasn't good context, but I could understand why somebody would be pissed off if I'm recording in an area that they've been living at for 5 years in the forest, in the woods. I could understand that if you watched my video yesterday. But when I went into those woods, there was a tent and it was closed. And then the dude stuck out his head and put his face in the camera. And I tried to walk away. And he kept calling me out, asking me, what am I doing? What am I doing? So as I told him what I was doing, he got upset. The homeless man on Chickasaw and Lake Underhill, I've seen him many times. He's always panhandling out there. So he got upset and said, watch. Oh yeah, watch. Because he tried to step to me without his machete. He went back to get his machete in his tent to confront me with the machete to see if I was scared. And when he saw that I wasn't scared of his rusty ass machete, he walked away and nothing happened. And it was some good content that some people didn't really appreciate the way I thought they would. Some people did, but if you look at the comment section, you got a lot of people upset. And, there's a lot of bleeding hearts out there for the homeless. I get it. That's why I bought the gentleman that was polite, the other homeless man, the homeless gentleman, the houseless gentleman. I got him some water and some snacks. Because he was actually, somebody that you could speak to. He wasn't all aggressive. It was a crazy situation yesterday. You can subscribe to my channel and catch some of the other videos I have where I'm going through certain areas where the homeless people are at. Sometimes you're just walking through some woods out here and the homeless people are right there. And you don't know that. I like to walk through some woods. That's just what I don't know. As I'm walking, sometimes I like to take a little side trail like this. Just to go off on a little side trail. Sometimes I'll look to see if there's an opening in the woods that I can walk through. There's not good signal over here, so it's going to be pretty bad signal. Sorry. He said Diddy says hi from jail. But you could catch videos, some older videos of mine where I'm walking through the woods. And I don't have no problem where somebody's being aggressive towards me or whatever. I've actually done that in this very park. And people were nice. Nobody said nothing to me when I came by with the camera. People think that a camera warrants a machete or a gun or a knife or some type of violent attack where you could grab my property or push it away. I see this stuff happen all the time when people record in public. And it's a good way for people to understand their basic rights and what you could and can't do. Because if you grab my phone or try to attack me for recording while I'm in the public, you can go to prison. You can go to jail for that. Not prison, but you can definitely go to jail for that. I like these trees right here. You see, this is a tree that you can tell if you don't even have to, I don't even have to tell you where I'm at. If you see a tree like this, you could almost 100% of the time guess that this is Florida. Low, forget what you call them trees. It's not a willow tree. Willow trees, I think, hang lower than that. But yeah, you got a little area right here where I bet people like to chill. I see some beer cans over there. It's a little shady, so it's nice. It's out of the way. I think that's a school there. School's out for the summer. But I think that's what's behind that gate is actually a school. I forgot what's the name of that school. It's not Colonial High School. Yeah, I think it is Colonial. No, it's not Colonial High School. I forget the name. Hulk Hogan was an American hero. catching some sun. I'm gonna put this phone down. Woo, see that sweat? Let me take my hat off so it doesn't get all sweaty. Detroit Siggy says, I fought Hulk Hogan. Somebody said, where are the bums? Yeah, I gotta stay away from them cats now. I gotta stay away from the homeless. They have a lot of protection out here, man. People wanna protect them, but they don't wanna help them. It's crazy. You know, I'll help some of them. I'll help them. Sometimes I gotta give them a piece of my mind, though, you know, because sometimes they need to hear some straight words. But a lot of them have so much mental health issues that you can't. They're so far gone, you can't even get to them. People are constantly trying to find. People are constantly trying to find a cure for homelessness, and they never thought to consider that there might be no cure for homelessness. That this is just something that's always going to be with you. I think even the Bible tells you that the homeless and the poor shall always be with you, but Jesus Christ will not always be with you. That's a scripture right there. But yeah, you can't fix something that doesn't want to be fixed too. You know, you have to want to change, and you want to have to fix yourself. You're gonna want to have to change yourself before anybody can tell you anything and all of that. That's only gonna get so far. You know, you could say the same thing to a person for years, every day for years. Yo, you should do this, you should do this. And until they take it upon themselves to actually want to do it and have the willpower and the actual motivation to do it, they're not going to do it. Some people are just not into what they don't want to do. It could be something beneficial for them, but if their heart is not in it, they're not going to do it. So you can't help everybody. For those that think that, you know, oh, you should do this and you should do that. Listen, there's only so much you could do for some people. Best thing to do sometimes is leave people alone. And I try my best to do that, but at the same time, I like to live stream, so I'm in the public space, I'm in this public area, I'm in a public park, I'm seen, I'm known a little bit by these locals, and now for real, like, these homeless people are gonna know who I am, so I don't know how they're gonna react if I come back over there, but I've been contemplating, should I even go back over there and keep recording and stand my ground? Because if you think that you could live in whatever woods and forest public area that's right by a Walmart and businesses and a T-Mobile, if you think you could just tell people that you can't come around here, I live here, dude, who the hell do you think that you are, man? I mean, the privilege that the little bit of what you have, I guess he's trying to hold on to it. The little bit he has, he's trying to stand his ground and say, yeah, you can't come around here. He's probably pissed and shat all over that area. I really don't have no desire to go back. It's kind of disgusting back there, though. It was good to get that content and expose that trashy, violent behavior, because there's been a law passed recently by Donald Trump, and every state is dealing with it differently. But the law now allows for people that have mental health issues that are homeless to be taken into mental health facilities against their consent. So they can be put in mental health facilities for the good of society, for the good of the people, the community. Instead of, leaving it up to the person to do it, sometimes you got to force somebody to do something. That might be the best the best way to do it, especially if you're in public property, camping out. Because that's the thing, it's public, so you can walk through. It's public easements that you can walk through, if you ever heard of that. So you can't impede movement. You can't block the walkways. So they want to get into the woods where it's shadier, it's out of the public eye, and people, they don't bother nobody. People don't typically come across the homeless people because they're not right on the sidewalk. So, I mean, there's a lot of conversations to be had about what's there to do with the homelessness that's going on, because it seems to be getting worse in Florida. Florida is one of the worst states with the people that are homeless, living in shelters. Yeah, it's a big problem in the state, and it's more spread out in Florida. It's not like how you have in California, where the vast majority of the homeless live in Los Angeles, Skid Row. That's the thing about a city area compared to a more rural or suburban area where you have more spread out, more fields. Property is more spread out. You don't have people living on top of each other like in New York City or Los Angeles. It's more spread out here. So it's just a little different. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming through. Probably got like 10, 15 more minutes. Appreciate the comments. I can't read all the comments. I'm trying to read some of them right now. It's really sunny, and my sunglasses don't allow me to read it. But once we get in the shade, take a little break. Might do some push-ups over here too. Actually, I gotta get. I'm walking to my car right now so I can get home. I'm gonna pause this first. I'll get right back with you. Sorry for the interruption. So it's Monday, July 28th, 2025. I'm gonna have to close this out in a minute. You see the sweat? I wanted to do some push-ups on these benches, man, but I gotta head back home. Stay with me as I walk back to the parking lot. It's 10:10 right now. I'm gonna give it 10 more minutes before I get there. So, I could only walk so fast though, so it is really hot. It's over 90 degrees now. When I pulled up, it was 89 degrees. But I'm getting a good sweating out all my impurities. And I gotta replenish my fluids real soon. As I hit the trail, baby. I'm in Orlando, Florida, Central Florida, Orange County, in Blanchard Park, in East Orlando. This is called J. Blanchard Park, and it runs alongside the Little Econ River that's connected to the little big Econ River. Then it's connected to the big Econ River, which is connected to the St. Johns River. Just, that's where I'm at, in that area. Squirrels. Look at the squirrels. I see you, dude. Can't hide from me. Imagine that squirrel jumps on my head, bites me. One of my biggest fears is a squirrel getting into my pants and biting my shit, biting my balls, thinking it's nuts. Do y'all have nightmares like that? I don't know if it's just me. One of my biggest fears. I don't know. Also, drowning. Oh, I got a fear of heights too. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I went up to this building. I went up in this building called the Summit Towers in New York City, baby. Not too long ago, 3 weeks ago, and caught some good footage up high in the Summit Towers, where you can see the whole city down the Hudson River, the East River. You get a good view of Queensboro Bridge, the 59th Street Bridge is what they call it on the Manhattan side. But now we're back in Florida. I want to do some live streaming in other states too. Make sure you subscribe, you like this video, and help this video spread, help my channel grow. And you can see me go to different places all throughout the United States and maybe even the world. Maybe I could go back to my parents' country, Dominican Republic, real soon and live stream out there. It's definitely been on my mind lately, going back to the Dominican Republic. It's just been so long. I haven't made it out there in years. You know, life hits you. And, you know, you don't have time to travel. You don't, you know, it's a planning thing. It's setting goals and setting plans is really what I got to focus on more. Because I've been definitely focusing on the growth of this channel. And I've been doing this since 2017. Different type of content back then than I'm doing now. I think this content is way more interesting and it appeals to more people. But if you look at my older videos, I started this channel exposing a Hebrew Israelite religious cult. A religious cult that is under the Hebrew Israelite community called the ICGJC. If you go back to my older videos, that's a whole nother story. Sometimes they still address me, so I gotta address them, and I might do videos on that. So you might get a mixed bag of content on this channel. But you'll definitely see some content, some more content of me walking, getting my steps in, doing some exercise pretty much. But it's so hot. It's so hot in Orlando, man. This time of the year it gets really hot. It's the middle of the summer pretty much. You know, we're right in the middle of it. Be trail smart, buddy up, travel with a friend, trail hours, sunrise to sunset. You don't want to do this after hours. Carry a cell phone so you can communicate, plan your route or plan your route, and inform others of your destination. Be aware of your surroundings, obey all traffic laws, stay right, and do not impede other users. Do not use headphones. Do not use headphones. Everybody uses headphones out here. Report any suspicious activity to 911. Use nearest yellow emergency marker. You see? Those markers that you see all on the streets, you'll see some down there. I'm surprised they don't have one right now, but we saw one earlier where it'll tell you leg or mile, whatever. And this is Orange County Parks and Recreation Division. There's the number you can contact. It starts in parks, they say. Well, it'd be real cool if I could get a live stream out in Dominican Republic now. Now, that would be something special. But I want to do it with some intent. Like I want to do a specific type of content. We're going to talk about a specific topic about Dominican Republic. The homelessness is not the big story in Dominican Republic. The big story in Dominican Republic is the prostitution. A lot of men go out to Dominican Republic just to get Dominican women, you know, pay for them. You know, that's a big thing. So that'd be interesting. You know, start talking to some of these women, see what they got to say. Start talking to some of these gentlemen that come out there to the country strictly for purposes of clapping some cheeks, some Dominican cheeks. Sorry, this channel is not too family friendly, so I'm gonna tell it like it is though. Philadelphia, I got a lot of friends out there. The big deal in Philadelphia though was really bad in Philly is the shootings in Philadelphia. But there's one of the markers where it tells you the mile 5.8, leg 58, and all that good stuff. This live's been going for 66 minutes. This is on the Econ Trail, I believe the name of this. No, this is Dean Road, my bad. This is the overpass, Dean Road. It goes over the little Econ River. Man, this is Dean Road, baby. As I get a shot for the thumbnail. Yep, I love Central Florida too. I've been out here a long time. It beats Miami, I'll tell you that. It beats South Florida. I'll take Central Florida over South Florida any day of the year. Miami's very expensive. Florida is a weird state though. Like I said earlier, it's a lot of sexual, promiscuous behavior out here, and I think it's the heat. It's either the water or the heat. And the STDs in Miami and Fort Lauderdale and in Orlando are very high. Jacksonville too is up there, but the top cities in the United States with the highest STD counts, actually Los Angeles, New York City, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and I believe Orlando and Tampa are battling it out for the 5th spot. So you got like 3 cities that are the top 5 cities. I believe it's still like that. That's still the top 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco. San Francisco's up there too, that's right. Wherever you see LGBTQ, it tends to be more STDs. That's just a fact. So San Francisco and Orlando is big on that. Orlando's a big LGBTQ city. If you ever heard of the Pulse nightclub shooting that happened right here in Orlando, Florida, where a radical Muslim shot up a gay nightclub in South downtown Orlando, Soto. It's a big story. You might have heard of it. I actually went to the Pulse nightclub shooting location and recorded over there on the anniversary just a month ago. I believe it was the 9th anniversary. That was just a month ago. Wow, that dude's smoking a lot of weed. That's how you get arrested, man. That smell travels. That's how you get yourself in trouble. Then you're like, damn, yo, it's because I'm black. Please step out the car, sir. Why I gotta step out the car? Why I gotta step out the car? Please step out the car, sir. All right, break your window, smash, slap, get out. Cops in Florida, another thing, cops in Florida don't play. They're not like the soft-ass cops that I be seeing in the UK, Jesus Christ. And in New York City, some of the cops are real soft in New York City too. I don't know what happened. New York City used to be tough. You know? But yep. Don't mess around. F around, you're gonna find out. But I think this is about it. This is where I'm gonna end it. My live stream. San Miguel TV. Again, subscribe. Like the video. You can subscribe to the channel. I do these pretty regularly. And I do, walkthroughs, whatever. And, just record the public. As is my right to do. But this is where I'm gonna end it off. I want to put the camera more on the river, but I gotta go, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Again, give this video a thumbs up, help it spread, and then I'll catch you on the next one. I don't know how soon I'm gonna do another live stream, but it might be sooner than you think. All right. Thank you for coming through, y'all. Signing off from Orlando, Florida, Orange County, San Miguel TV.